Hey guys, and welcome back to the Alchemical Oracle Tarot. This is Lo, and today we are going to get tapping into a message. Now, I feel this message coming in strong. I was out with my family today, and it was a pretty good day. But this feeling has been sitting with me all day, and I know that most of this is my own personal reflections. But as I'm looking into these cards, it's like spirit keeps kind of pulling energy forward. And sometimes right now we're dealing with the second new moon in a month because right now it is New Year's Eve, but you guys are going to be seeing this in the new year. So, you know, my messages are timeless, etc., etc. So let's tap into the message. You are just like a super favored person. Spirit loves you, okay? It's not like a game. Like, you really put your best foot forward and you try your best to be the best version of yourself in every moment, even if sometimes it's not quite adequate to what it is in your mind or who you are in your mind. And you still have those reflections on a consistent basis, letting you know who you're being. And you're willing to see that and shift that and change that into being that ideal version of yourself, but not in a space of like self-loathing, I hate myself, but in a space of I'm improving myself. I'm seeing my flaws, and not only am I accepting them, but I'm also seeing where I could do better, and I'm changing myself for the better in those ways. And I'm accepting myself in the spaces that those are just my normal characteristics, things that I can't change. Characteristics, yeah, character traits. Okay, things that you can't change, and now that you've become aware of them, you know how to navigate them different. And this energy that you have about this is such a good-hearted person. Like, I just feel like it's almost like you're bubbly. You're one of those people who just wake up in the morning, and even if today is a shitty day, even if today's gonna be the worst day of your life, you're like, today is gonna be a fucking good day, and if it's not, I'm gonna make something good out of it. Um, I feel like you're the type of person that wants to see the good in everything, but so much fucked up things have happened. Okay, now we have I remember. Okay, now I remember is it's saying soul plan, fated life versus destiny life. Now, I feel like right now you're in a fork in the road. What does that mean? When you come to a fork in the road, what that means is that you're choosing between two versions of yourself. And normally this comes when we're talking about an arc transfer, okay? We're talking about our identity transfer. And when you're making an arc transfer, you're either going to go down the path that you are already going, or you're going to shift away from the version of yourself that you currently are into a different version of self. Okay. So this is where we're at right now. And Spirit is coming really intently on this and is saying, look at how things are progressing. Look at how things are moving. Look at the way things are moving. And for some of you, you've been offered this opportunity before, but when you tried it before, you weren't quite ready, but you were presented with it. Um, Spirit said you could have made the jump early because you arrived at the destination early, but it's almost like you sat in this space for a while. And Spirit is saying you're seeing the same questions, the same decisions come up again and again and again, 404. And Spirit is saying, look at it. Look at how you're nurturing yourself through this process. Look at how you're approaching it different. Look at how you're thinking about it different. Look at all of the things that you are doing different than you did before. Now look at all the things that you are doing the same and ask yourself the question, what part of my approach needs to change? What part of my approach needs to stay the same? What is working and what is not working? Now, they're making a des- um like a direct on. Because right now I'm looking at my poster and it's, I know y'all love One Piece like I do. I have a portrait that goes from 3 different crew members and one of the warlords. It's Nico Robin, Nami, and Boa Hancock. And right now I'm looking at Nico Robin. And Nico Robin is wanted dead or alive because she knows the secrets of the government that they don't want anyone to know. They literally obliterated the entire island and everyone on it because they knew something that the government didn't want anyone else to know. You have some type of information inside of you, something that needs to come out, that needs to be birthed, that needs to be in the world, right? And I'm seeing nurture nature. You have this essence that flows with the divine rhythm of things. Spirit is pointing me toward the world, how she's holding and the world is enveloped within her womb. She's saying, your heart is open, but what you need to understand is what you're birthing is yourself, child of cosmos. When you release this information, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. When you release this information, whatever it is, for some of y'all, this is going to be something totally different. You know what I'm saying? But I need you to understand that the level of information that you carry, it's not about what it is, right? You might be about to start a class as a hairstylist. You might be a lash tech moving into a different scene of doing classes. Okay. You might be someone who is shifting from one profession to another. At the end of the day, there's an information, there's an intelligence that you carry, and the vibration at which you are going to execute it is going to hit different. And you are overflowing with it right now. Remember, you're giving from your overflow. You're running from the overflow. And right now, you are like a walking water fountain of this knowledge. No matter who you run into, who you interact with, somebody is enlightened. They are poured over. They are blessed over. They are anointed with you, the overflow of you. And what you need to realize is Spirit is leveling you up to receive and to give. And you're being leveled up to a space at which you can give and give and give without ever coming into a deficit of self. Does that make sense? But that also is saying, take care of your shit, okay? Take care of you. Make sure that you keep up with your spiritual stuff, okay? I'm talking about, and getting your nails done, okay? And baby done broke her down too, you know what I'm saying? But go get your nails done. Look cute. Do what you need to do to kind of keep yourself feeling good. Keep yourself feeling together, okay? If you need to run a bath, do a cleansing, okay? Get you one of them spiritual baths going, okay? You feel me, okay? Get the things running that make you feel like you again. For some of y'all, this is rituals. This is ritualistic goodness. This is self-expression. This is just doing things to kind of try it out and see how it works, And Spirit is saying, you think that something has to be done right. Whatever the fuck that is. And I'll be real. Like, I've been in this space where I've been healing the idea of rightness, because that's something that is deeply cultural and it is deeply familial. When you feel like something has to be right, you are someone who has been wounded by critique of the authenticity of yourself. And it's really hard to overcome that. Let's just be real, okay? It's hard to overcome that. On the bottom of the deck right here, we have balanced forces. In order for you to birth what you have inside, you need to balance these two things. You need to balance your dark, your shadow, the parts of you that you've been trying to pretend that don't exist, okay? And in doing that, you're perpetuating that with the people who are to learn from you, who are to meet you, who are to be your clients, right? your customers, you are embedding this in them by accident. So when you've healed this, and most of you have, okay, but there's some of y'all still got some blockages, okay? And these blockages need to be cleared. For some of y'all, this is happening within the next week, 3 days, 3 days, okay? Um, but it needs to come together where you are now a balanced form. For a lot of you, you're already in this balanced form. For some of y'all, it's been about a week or so since you've really stabilized this energy. For some of you, you're coming into it, and for some of you, you're in it right now. But listen, you are literally a healer, okay? And what's happening is you're shifting into a new timeline and you're getting a new soul blueprint. Now, for someone who does cosmic healing, more, okay? And if you haven't tapped into my my regular channel, okay? That is the Alchemical Oracle. Okay. The Alchemical Oracle over there, you guys can get your energy, body, and your arc suited, booted, and corrected. Okay. I do channelings, light language, all this stuff over there. But when I'm telling you, you're getting a new blueprint. And your soul's blueprint is exactly, it's like if you were the most perfect being that you could ever be, that is your soul's blueprint. And you're getting a new one. Okay. So I need to be an upgrader. Oh, that's like a difference between someone giving you a software upgrade and then going in and changing out your hardware. You feel me? The hardware is getting an upgrade. And right now, you could be feeling tired, lethargic. You could be super duper hungry. You could be angry. Your emotions can be all over the place, frustrated. You might be confused about what to do, when to do, why to do it. That is just here because you're being upgraded. And in upgrade, what comes with it is clarity. Okay? But the clarity happens after you're in it, okay? For some of y'all, the clarity happens when you get to the doing, okay? Now, these two cards were in the deck that weren't supposed to be here. Messenger, okay? Serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. Something that you have to give is so it's so blessed. It's just such a whole vibe, okay? And spirit is saying you are offering people a way out. A way out of something, a way out of a paradigm, a way out of thinking a certain way, a way out of looking at the world a certain way. You are opening the way. You are opening the door. You have the key to a door and you're unlocking it. And the thing is, Spirit wants you to understand that it's okay to not like people and not want to deal with people and still want to help them. But sometimes you got to suck it up a little bit. But you also got to figure out where are your boundaries located so that you can understand how to deal with it. Because in order for you to get this done, you really need to see clearly, okay? Now, this is a water card, so it feels like maybe you have a lot of emotions that feel very erratic right now. A feeling of like, I can't do it, or I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I should do it. And Spirit is like, this is just a part of it, okay? We need you to hold on here because you're being prepared energetically and mentally, emotionally, okay? Things are just shifting. I was messing with my hair, kind of like trying to get everything to like push into place. I feel like that's something for you. You're trying to get like, it's like you're trying to put every little piece into place, perfectly placed to look a certain way. Spirit is saying the idea you have in your mind is the end result. So you're not going to get the perfection of what's in here right now. It's not going to be that, but you can get close. I'm hearing 75% is a good, if you get 75, you 75, 35, that's a good percent. 85 is even better, but anything above that is unrealistic. So you need to start thinking, what can you do without, and what is a non-negotiable. Okay. Start looking at like what is a non-negotiable. Now, if there's certain things that you don't want to deal with, like I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like I used to work with people one-on-one, and people don't like getting the information that calls them out on their shit. So sometimes people ego will lash out at you. Okay. That shit ain't cute. Okay. For some of y'all know exactly what this is. People's ego will lash out at you. They will do sneaky, grimy stuff, still come back and smile in your face, still want to be around you with that information, but they don't want to heed it. They don't want to listen until life slaps them up in the face. Like, what are you doing? We already told you what to do. And you ain't doing it because you was mad somebody told you straight to your face, and they ain't playing these little manipulating games with you, right? This is something right now, you've dealt with that. You've experienced that. And when I'm telling you, you're tired of that. Okay, you're tired of feeling that. And when you deal with somebody who's like that, you get frustrated because you're like, I can't be dealing with you. I can't be dealing with you because it's non-committal. Essentially, the energy is non-committal. Longing for home, homesick for the stars. You may be a starseed, Andromedan, Arcturian, Pleiadian coming in here. I also see some dolphin energy here, so definitely some. I wouldn't. It's giving sea. So you may be a starseed from a planet that was mostly water. For me, like I'm from Andromeda, and my planet was mostly water. There was land, but a lot of it was like sand like or like mountainous. So the majority of majority of the planet is water. So the civilization evolved in the water. Um that might be significant for you. When your emotions are stabilized, you are locked in. But until your emotions are stable, aren't until your emotions stabilize, you can't lock in. Does that make sense? Freedom. Something about this just needs to flow, but you need to be prepared to flow. So I feel like for some of you, you gotta have a tourist placement somewhere. Because y'all, I found out I had a tourist placement, and that shit changed my life because I was like, that makes so much sense. Like, because I'm just so like willy nilly, let's go, let's do this, let's hop in and do that. And like, sometimes my body be like, no. No, 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 no. So I have to wait until I'm energetically ready to pop out. But in doing that, I prepare in the process. So for some of y'all need to take this time to prepare. Okay. For some of you, you need to meditate for guidance. Spirit, what else do we have here for the collective? Okay, let's see. Some of y'all have just came into a 10 of cups. I feel like if you're in a relationship, things were kind of rocky for a little bit, but y'all finally are seeing eye to eye. I feel like either it was you or someone else stepped away. Either they were cheating emotionally, mentally, or y'all just kind of were at odds with each other. But everything is better now. And I'm hearing because you had the guidance. So I feel like this could be you. And you had the sun in you, you had the guidance upon you, and spirit just told you to hold on and wait. And this person came back. I feel like they either came back to apologize to you. For some of y'all are still not together. Or energetically they apologized. But for a lot of you, y'all got back together and things are like a lot better. Oh, you wanted me to take all of them? That's a lot. All right, justice in reverse. So I'm hearing things are not right as rain yet. Justice in reverse to me right now is giving things were laid, but they weren't successfully corrected in the way that you wanted. I feel like there was a specific thing that you wanted that to look like when things got situated, and it didn't. In fact, it shifted everything. And Spirit is saying, you needed this shift in order to be where you are now. And you're not happy with that. You're just not. Because you feel like justice is justice, should be justice the way that you see it. But that's inadequate. Because there was some justice on your part that you need to be responsible for. And because of that, it feels bittersweet because you got what you wanted, but it's not exactly the way you wanted it, because you also got reprimanded too for some fucked up shit that you was doing. And that's okay. That's okay. Because sometimes the fucked up shit that we're doing is the thing inside of our own mind, manipulating unconsciously, inside of controlling type energy patterns, doing things out of a toxic ideal. And because we're moving like that, we also get reprimanded in the process of reprimanding someone else for doing something wrong to us. And it feels like when you are like as a child, you have a sibling, and you and your sibling are kind of like going at it because they started it, but then you did something else because you were mad that they were doing something to you. And then y'all go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then you go to your mom and you're like, Mommy, such and such did this to me. And then they're like, well, they did this to me. And he was like, well, they did this to me. So both of y'all get in trouble. That's what it feels like. That's the kind of energy. So, Seven of Pentacles, something that you've been waiting for to pay off is still working. Okay. It's still working. I definitely was about to shuffle those. Death in the reverse. So for some of y'all aren't seeing that you're going to have to walk away from the ideal that you think this is going to pay out. Like there's a way that you think that particular thing is going to play out, and it's not going to happen that way. And Spirit keeps trying to tell you that, but you don't want to hear it. You're like, nah, fuck that. It's going the way that I want. And so what's happening is you're going through a moment of heartbreak, realizing that things are not progressing forward as you wanted. So they're kind of prying off your cold dead hands, okay? The ideals of the previous you, because you're pivoting into this path, right? A lot of you are not going to choose to stay the same. You're choosing to change, but you're having a hard time with it. So Spirit is having to pry the thing that you want so badly out of your hands, because it's surrounded by delusions that are still a part of your previous self. So whatever that thing is manifesting, it's just manifesting blockages, because it can't manifest what it is that you want forward, because those delusions do not support the person you're becoming. Everyone has delusions, okay? It's not something for crazy people. Everyone has them. It's how we view our reality. It's how we perceive our reality, right? But if your delusions are ineffective, then that creates depression. It creates dis-ease. It creates discomfort, frustration, ideation, right? Where you're ideating everything around you to be better than you, to be greater than you, to have a better life than you, to look better than you, to be doing it better than you, that you convince yourself out of doing the things that you love to do the most, okay? Or that you're supposed to be doing, okay? Two of Pentacles. You have to choose. And I'm hearing you have to choose between hustle money and that long term. For some of you, this is the same as choosing stability, whether that's in love, whether that's in, I feel like you choosing stability in love, choosing stability in how you move, choosing stability, what you can maintain, living within your means, doing what you love. It's a lot of these types of ideals. Um, versus what the world has shown you works. And there's this idea that you have to do it your way based on how you best show up. And it's not perfect because it could be better and it could be easier. And you could just do A, B, and C because you've seen it work for other people. But it just don't work for you no matter how hard you try all them different things. It just don't work. And the reason for that is because you work different. Your chart is different. Your mind is different. Okay. For some of y'all got anxiety. Y'all are introverts and y'all got ADHD. Some of y'all are, neurodivergent. You need to set things up differently that work for you. Why are you setting up a business? Why are you working? Why are you moving your life like a neurotypical person if you're not? All of you have something different, but you're not curating your life to you. You're creating your life to what people expect you to be. And that's not who you are. So it makes it really hard to keep up with. Okay? Two of Pentacles again. Who are you choosing? Are you choosing you? Or are you choosing what they want you to be? And you have to choose one. You have to choose, honestly, you. You better not choose nothing else. Okay? But that's going to bring about the end of this cycle of this going around and around and around and around and around. Shit is actually going to play out for you. Okay? Page of Swords. You're going to be moving a little bit different. You're going to be talking a little bit different. But I'm hearing, keep your mind. Page of Wands slipped out on the bottom, on the top of the deck, I guess. Understand that everything is moving, shifting, turning to move you into a specific direction. But it fucking sucks. Okay? It sucks. It does not feel good, honey. It does not feel good. And Spirit is like, it's okay if it don't feel good. It's okay if you feel like shit. It's okay if you had to renege everything that you was doing to start over. To do it again. But to do it different this time. And to stop moving in that crazy ass energy that you was moving in. Okay. For some of y'all, it's about planning. Don't do things erratic. No more erratic movements. For some of y'all, it's like an energy of, I need to do this before this and this happens. And Spirit is saying, create a thing. Something simple. Okay? For some of y'all, this energy is about like social media closing, maybe like TikTok or something like that. For some of y'all, this is like the fear mongering of what was that just now? The fear mongering of like the new presidency. For some of y'all, this is job related. But Spirit is saying everything that's happening now is going to shift. Everything that's happening now is going to shift you into a different space. Where did it go? Okay. I don't even see it anymore. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get this card. Ugh. And then I bent my card now. Okay. These are my favorite cards, y'all, because I feel like these make you think about yourself. Oh my goodness. And you're not even supposed to be in here. Okay. I'm gonna come back to you. So I don't know where my book is, y'all. So I can't read y'all out that book, but I will tell you what I'm getting from it. Okay. So Shock of the New. I feel like when you choose yourself, okay, because you are, it's inevitable. You are, but it's just gonna be a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a little bit different. The way you're gonna move about it is a little bit different. But it's like you feel this. You just want to shout it from the rooftops, baby. You're going to just be feeling so good. You're going to be wanting to tell everybody, Spirit's like, keep it my clothes. Just for a little bit. Just keep it. But you're going to feel so good. It's going to feel so right. And spirit is like, don't question this shit because you like to do that. Don't question that shit, okay? Let your heart chakra and your throat chakra open, because this is something that's been very hard for you, and your third eye has been open for a long time, receiving this information or receiving your approach or receiving your guidance, okay? Whether you believe in God, the creator, deities, angels, whatever you're working with, spirit is like, you've got the tea, okay? You got the spiritual tea, okay? And if you got that tea, you need to use it. Now look, this came out in the reverse, but I'm gonna read this thing upright, because who read oracle cards in the reverse? That's weird as fuck, okay? Revert, release the dark wound, and let love live. I'm gonna say this one time. You gotta release the hustle. It's hard. It's hard work. I'm working on that shit all year. You gotta release the hustle, because it's little things in you that you're doing that create the hustle. So I'm gonna give y'all an example. When you know that you're supposed to be doing something for free, but you continue to make people pay for it, or you know that you're supposed to be doing something for a price, but you undermine your price to get a quick sale. Okay. You need some money real quick. So instead of doing like a sale, like you start moving real erratic, like going over here, going over there, doing this, doing that to get you some quick money real quick. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you? Okay. Restore and replenish. You need time to rest. As you're resting, you're going to find your master keys. I'm seeing keys and the buttons out here, right? There's a key right there. There's a key over here. Okay. Is it over here? It's over here. Y'all, I'm sorry. They over here. They be in reverse. I'm gonna be showing them to y'all. But I feel like right now you're seeing something different. It's hitting different. It's moving different. It's just different, okay? But every journey starts with a single step. And spirit is saying, look, you gotta heal this shit and you gotta let it go. And you need to go through a rest period. It's gonna be real quick. This is not a rest period that's gonna last months and months and months. This is a rest period that is for this upgrade. Okay? And during this time, you're gonna get all of your stuff together. Not playing with you. Everything that you're trying to do is just gonna suddenly, you're gonna have everything that you need. Before, you was getting options on options on options on options. Now, you're shifting. You're staying. You're moving. Direct. It's not, I'm gonna do a little bit of this. I'm gonna do a little bit of this. I'm gonna try this. I don't really like this. I don't like that. Let me think about that. I'm gonna do this. Nah. Nah. Maybe, nah. It's none of that. It's none of the pussyfooting. Because the pussyfooting is letting you know you're not quite ready. Not quite ready. And you need to listen to that. When you feel your body reneging, okay, your body is like, not yet. We don't have what we need quite yet. And sometimes it's just trying to get as close and in alignment to the vision you have as possible. So it's like, I'll give you guys an example, right? Because on my other channel, I teach, I channel Black prominent figures, and I do light language, right? So I have all of these downloads that I want to give you guys, but I need to figure that shit out. I need to figure out what's the best format to give it to you guys. For me, I would love to create a community, but I can't. ADHD, nigga, I would forget that shit exists on the day that I need to do something for y'all. And it's not me being like, oh, I'm not trustworthy. It's me knowing that I'm forgetful. And I'm forgetful random. Random forgetfulness, y'all. Random. I could be thinking about something all day, and the moment I let that shit slip out my mind, it does not exist for a while until I get a reminder or something. And if my phone dies, everything else in the world is dead to me until I get an alert. So I know that that's probably not going to work for me. But you know what I'm saying? So I have to see myself, deal with myself, and then set up around my own issues and character traits. Because there's some things about myself that no matter how much I try, it's not going to change. Because that's just the chemistry of my brain. You know what I'm saying? And I could do a lot of other things, but certain things I'm going to have to set up a certain way. For you, that might look a little bit different. For you, that might hit a little bit different. For you, that might sit a little bit different. Okay? Now, we got the Panthera card. Okay? Panthera. Panthera. Look at me struggling. It says the precious and rare. So whatever you're holding, this is such imbalance. It's so in alignment with everything. Everything you have. For some of y'all, you are so spiritual. And it's the essence you bring to it. It's the energy you bring to people when you are operating in this. And it shifts you so much so that it creates change. And not any type of change. It creates change that's demanding and utterly prolific. That shit hits so different. So different. And spirit is like, you got the tea. But you need to start letting that thing out. And you have to do it from a heart space. You can't be doing it from a mental space. Okay? I was going to say intuitive space, but they were like heart space. No. Not a mental space. Do not be in your head. Because your intuition, although it is your channel to your higher self, it's also a channel for your subconscious. So be mindful that as you're developing your channel and you're hearing guidance, making sure that it aligns with your heart, that it feels good in the heart space, that it feels natural. And not natural like something you would naturally do. It feels natural like it feels good to move into. It feels good to move in this energy. It doesn't make you too anxious. There's a difference between having stage fright and having your whole body feel deep in fear and panicking. Does that make sense? Like, you can't be about to have a panic attack and run into an idea. You need to slow down. Because when you're about to have a panic attack, I'm just being real, okay? I'm not telling you that if you have panic attacks, this will happen to you. I'm telling you that if you have a panic attack because you're moving too fast into this thing, you need to slow down so that you can see it clearly, okay? But it's not that you're moving slow, it's that you're thinking slower. You're making decisions thoughtfully. You're feeling those decisions inside of your body. And you're saying, does this feel good to me? Is this scaring me to the point that I want to fully renege? Or is this saying, I'm in the right place, but, and that but might be, I need A, B, and C thing. And where I'm at right now is currently not being provided. And it is a must. Well, if it's a must, then it's not negotiable. So you need to find a different way, right? For some of you, the must, there's a specific, some of you, the must comes with doing it because it requires more funds than you have right now. But for some of you, you can get away with skating by with a generic must that kind of meets your needs, and you can finesse it a little bit. And then after a number or a while of finessing, you can tap into um, something more prevalent for yourself. I hope that makes sense. Like, I want you to think about it like, okay, if let's say, y'all, I'm gluten free, so stay with me. Okay. But let's say you're making a regular cake with real flour. Okay. Now, if you don't have eggs, right? But eggs are a must for this recipe. You could use bananas. Okay. You can use applesauce. You can use egg replacers. You can use a lot of different things to compensate for not having eggs. Is it going to be perfect? Hell no. But it is going to still work, right? You can finesse it until a certain point where you have the money to go to the store and buy some eggs, or you have the car to go to the store and buy some eggs, right? Or you have whatever, your EBT come in, you can go buy them eggs. Whatever the case may be, you got to use what you got, but don't finesse so hard that you're missing key items, that you're missing can you say it to me again? You can't finesse so hard that the things that are a must are missing. You can't finesse so hard that once you get knee deep in it, you want to undo everything you did because it's not sustainable. You have to understand that with the bare bones you have, can it work? And that's with anything. You're in a relationship, you're starting a business, you're going into a work, whatever you're doing, do you have the means to finesse effectively and then step on top of that finesse, grounded, and shift everything right as rain? If you don't, you need to rethink some key elements. What needs to be there? For some of y'all, you need to walk into a situation where you have certain equipment available to you. And if you don't have that equipment, those tools available, then you can't finesse your way. For some of y'all, you have certain equipment that you're waiting on, okay? Whether you ordered it or whether you're trying to get the money together for it, or for some of y'all, y'all have it, but y'all understand that wherever you're moving into, for some of y'all, it's a move. Wherever you're moving into, they have it. It's going to be there. So you need to make sure where you're moving into has the resources, right? What you're looking for are the resources. Where are the resources that you need? Can you finesse the resources that are coming to you? And if you don't move into position, you will miss out. You will miss the fuck out on that shit. Does that make sense to you? Like, you will miss out on the ease that will come from finessing something that was already gonna work anyway, versus trying to finesse some shit that wasn't gonna work. Because then, I mean, right as soon as you stop trying to finesse, it's not gonna work no more. Now, some of y'all done did this before, where y'all was working hard as fuck. Okay, you was working so hard. You was working. You was finessing. But the finesse stopped working as soon as you got sick. As soon as you did, A, B, and C thing. As soon as you got demotivated. As soon as you got depressed. As soon as you started having anxiety. As soon as you was like, I can't do A, B, and C for like a week and a half, everything stopped. As soon as you was tired of people, everything stopped. You need to figure out how to keep the machine running. You're building a fucking machine right now. You're building the engine, and the engine can't need you at ABC point down the line. Okay? Now, for some of y'all, this engine is for you to propel yourself into this place. For some of y'all, this is a shift and a pivot from being in this space where you can only handle so much yourself to being in a space where you can handle infinite amounts of things because you have help or because the way it's designed doesn't need you at every pit and pivot of it. Does that make sense? You're not taking on everything. You're taking on some. And you're putting things strategically in place that's not dependent on one person, nor is it dependent on too many people, right? You're keeping it tight, but you need it to move in motion effectively. Does that make sense? Each gear needs to turn effectively. And it's going to take a little bit of time to get that engine to turn. Okay, we on the train, bitch. We know when the train go, it be like, you gotta let that shit wind up, okay? You gotta let that shit roll. And it's getting annoying to you because you want to be like, okay? But you are not a Japanese bullet train, okay? Let's just be real. You ain't even never rode one of them before. So I need you to understand that you a regular train, okay? So you're going to have to chug that shit out. But it's going to take you understanding how to run this train for you to get into a bullet train. But you can't hop out the gate in a bullet train because you will fuck up and end up somewhere that you're not supposed to fucking be. Does that make sense? If you hop out into a bullet train and you don't have the mechanisms, the skills, and the resources to grow effectively, making the changes that you need to effectively, that shit is going to run you straight off a cliff. And it is not going to work. And you're going to be worse than where you started. Do you understand? Ooh, that shit right there. That shit right there was a warning. Okay. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. So let's get ending cards. They told me to pull off the bottom of the deck. So we have new birth, guarded fragility. Now let's just be real. When something is born anew, just like you're about to be, or you are now, you can't be dipping, dabbling, talking to any and everybody, and nor can these ideas that you're about to proliferate be talked to everybody. For some of y'all have people around y'all. Keep it on a need to know because you're susceptible. Listen to me. You're susceptible to taking on people's advice before doing what you said you was going to do. So if that's you, I need you to hear me. Hear me, girl. Hear me, guy. Hear me, them, they. Hear me. Don't be telling everybody shit. Get it all together. All together. And then figure out your bits and pieces and move people in to execute the pieces that you know you can't do. Or the areas where you know, I don't really want to do that. And pay somebody to do it. You understand? But get it all together. Okay? You're going against the grain. You're about to, hold on. We got some nudity here. I forgot about the other card, but we ain't about to do this again. Y'all ain't about to get me in trouble. Okay. So, against the grain. Okay? So, you're about to move somewhere emotionally. But in the process, you're going to fly somewhere different. And that is going to shift you into a whole new space. Okay? But that means you might have to release some alliances. Okay? And this is not going to be fun. Some of these alliances are yourself, it's about you. But some of these alliances are about the mindset you carry, the delusions you carry, and some of the people that you're carrying with you that think they're going to go with you to this space and they can't go. Some of these people, you just met them and they was acting crazy as hell. And they thought that they leave them bitches in the dust. You heard me? You could be friendly and cordial and shit, but keep them niggas over there. Okay? Because they was acting crazy and they wasn't thinking about that shit when they was acting crazy. They were just acting crazy trying to get you into their shit. You hear me? Okay. Last card. Diving for light. Okay? here and get your shit done. Do the shit that you need to do. That's going to put you in the right mode. On the bottom of the deck right now is what do you feel? And it's showing apples and oranges. You're comparing apples to oranges. They're both fruit, but they hella different. So what fruit do you actually want to taste? A citrus or an apple? Okay. Do you want that tanginess in your mouth? Or do you want some sweet or sour in your mouth? What do you want? Because what you got to realize is that it's about what you want. It's about what you desire. And it's about what you can maintain. Do what that is. And that is going to set you on a freaking journey, honey, that you're going to love. And you're going to be so happy. And you're going to be like, the alchemical oracle told me. I'm so glad I listened to her. I'm so glad that I sat around for that long ass reading that day. I was cleaning my kitchen or whatever, right? Whatever you was doing, you was commuting home from work, whatever that is, boo. I'm glad you was here. I'm glad you heard it. And future you will be glad too. Be like, thank you, past self, for tapping me in. Okay, so if you guys want to tap in with me some more, you can go over to my main channel, The Alchemical Oracle, or you can check me out in the description below. I'll have my link tree and stuff down there. So if you want to tap into my email list and let you know when my shit is popping out, showing out, definitely tap in with me. And I will see you guys on the next one. Stay live, stay wise, and I'll see you guys on the next one.